Question number 2, voices of Baldur's Gate?
Actors of Baldur's Gate. Actors. I said actors. Hey, I did my research. You guys did it all for this thing. Look, I'm really excited to talk about this, and obviously you guys are here for it. Baldur's Gate's become this global phenomenon. When did you realize? Please do not fall. This is how we're going to start.
This is so wild.
I don't want to lean back either because I think I'm going to fall back as well. But
just tuck and roll back.
Just tuck and roll. Thank you. That's the best thing I've said down all day. But what's the moment you realized that you were part of something special? What was the moment that you knew that this was something special? Was it a fan response?
Yeah.
Doom scrolling? It was fan response.
No, not doom scrolling. We didn't do that. But, I think it was the response that we saw from not just the reviews that came in, but also people talking about it. We heard from people telling us and stuff, and obviously seeing it. But seeing the connection that people made, I think, was when we realised, all of us realised that so many people focused on our characters, the story, as well as the fact that Larian made exceptionally amazing games. And obviously, with the confidence of the character, Larian takes quite frankly correctly the glory because they made this incredibly wonderful experience for everybody. But I think seeing the connection that we made to our characters, our story, and stuff, I think that's when it was like, oh wow, this is good.
So when you're actually making it in the production of the project, at that point, like you already know where the story's going, but you don't know how it's going to be received. For the most part. Is it like made on the fly?
Well, they just don't tell you.
That
There's a lot of that. I mean, for instance, that sheer aspect, we were recording probably for about, I don't know, just a minimum of like 2 years. And then we met just outside in the corridor.
Actually, the first time I saw you, the first time our eyes met, you were in Velcro. Yeah, that's right, because somebody had just walked in and out before me and made a gag about Toast of London, and your face was like this. No, that was it. I went in and said hi, it was very charming, very polite, very nice.
Yeah.
I was like, great, nice.
No, I didn't enjoy it. It was like actors meeting. Hi.
Yeah. And then
Oh, isn't it? Yes, calm down.
And then I walked out and I heard whoever it was come in and make a bad Toast of London joke, and I saw through the door your face was like, yeah, great. So that was our meeting. Not me, but witnessing that.
Yeah. And then coming out and you introduce yourselves as like, oh hi, I'm Neil, I'm the vampire. Oh hi, I'm the lizard. It's just, imagine that we haven't even heard what the line is. Nobody has heard, like, you'll just have to make up your voice until one glorious summer day, 3 years in, and like, do you want to hear what Astarion sounds like? Yes! Yes, I do! And then so like, that makes sense.
Were you like, oh, that makes sense. You made that choice?
Constantly.
Do you guys remember the first scene that you recorded from working on Baldur's Gate 3?
Ooh, yeah, actually, I think it was. I don't think it was like. Was it the same for you? Our introduction scene. The first time.
No, mine was some Nautiloid. Mine was Nautiloid bits. Well, that's the earliest thing that I
that because
remember
you
doing.
played the original stuff you were playing was the original character?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I just did that. Then the descriptions of it when you walk in. It's like, oh, you're on a ship, it's crashing, you have a tap on your head. Sorry. And I'm a wizard. So I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. Fine. And then trying to find that was like, wow, okay, this is quite in depth. Okay. And you say this is going to take 6 months.
They told me it's all going to be over by Christmas.
Exactly. Sure enough.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
4.5 years. I gotta say, every day was glorious. It was 4.5 years of fun. And Larian were incredibly supportive of us as a cast. There's 258 people in the cast, and there's additional animators that jumped in. There's the Mocap team that I was part of as well. There's so many people, not including the 400 people at Larian, who all went working solidly over a period of time to make this an amazing experience.
I want to talk about the mocap for a second because it is such a large, important part of this game, and you guys are not just the voices of these characters.
Yeah.
You guys embody these characters
Yeah.
from top to bottom. Talk to me about the process of mocap for Baldur's Gate 3.
starts with embarrassment.
It's a humbling experience.
Nobody looks good. No one looks good in a Velcro suit.
I would say that female presenting people look a lot better than male presenting people generally. Don't know why, just one of those unfair things in life. Probably because men suck, I think. We've done so reality to it. We've done so, we fucked this world so bad. I'm so sorry. So Mocap suits, you should be happy to know, do not look good at any male presenting person. So
yeah, so the process, yeah, so you put the suit on, kind of dot it up, kind of wander in, then calibrate, which is always fun. I always enjoy doing calibration. Where you're given sort of
a bit of calibration. A little bit of calibration. Just get in there.
You know, like do things like step over a gate.
That's right. Opening the gates. Opening the gates.
And then
I like the scratching of the cat and scratching the post of the cat.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then one was the angry seagull. You had to do a hand like this.
The angry seagull.
And then there was a sausage roll thing you had to do. I mean, it's a whole thing. Sausage roll.
It sounds like the best movie about sausage roll.
It's like this. It's actually quite calming.
And it is quite touchy.
It's a little touchy.
I don't think I can do this. I would be terrible at Mocap.
So just a serious answer to the question as well. So some of us came to it with a lot of experience in Mocap. Myself, performance capture. This is performance capture really. So a lot of people in the cast had a lot of experience with it. So I think this is your first one, isn't it?
Yeah, I have no experience.
Yeah, a lot of people came to it without it. And actually it was really fascinating to see how their journey into the work came. Because ultimately all of it, when you strip it all back from the technicalities, it's the same craft.
Sure.
That's why I don't like being called a voice actor. It's the same. Can you swear on this show?
I can't tell you what to do.
Because it's the same fucking thing!
I totally agree with you.
It's actually not. The technicalities change. But we're all actors. I mean, Tim and I have done film, TV, theatre, stage, games. You know, it's acting.
Yes.
It's just a different technicality. And this is a segue. If anybody wants to become a voice actor, don't do that. Be an actor. Learn how to act. Go to theatre training, film, TV, the whole thing. Do voice work, of course, as well. Even if you're physically not capable of doing everything, for instance, doesn't matter. Learn the craft, man. Because it's a glorious adventure. And if you're lucky enough to work, there's no such thing as fairness in this world, then you need the totality of experience to really bring your work to life.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on that for a second because I have spoken to a lot of other actors that are in other projects, and they said when they do voice acting for them that it really helps having having performed on theater, like on stage. And they said that it really helps kind of bring out their characters within the booth. So
it's a hybrid. I think that's the thing that when I first went in, my assumption was that, oh, it's going to be like this. And then you see that as the avatar and what that's doing, and then you suddenly go, oh, hang on, no, that's not, why is that not translating? And then you really realise that the craft of doing it and doing it well should be more highly regarded, because it's really something else. There is an art form in and of itself.
Sure.
It's kind of like mask work, it's kind of like voice as well, but it's all put together, so it's art and it's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's not just acting, if you just go in and act, that's not quite right. You just go in and do, I'm going to do what I imagine it's going to be. It looks too big, it doesn't look real. It's finding that.
It's a fine line between,
It's fine line.
It's the best of theatre and the best of film combined. I think it's a new technical methodology in acting craft. Because like to find that
totally is. And I discovered that, I think I went in far too sort of like, oh, it's going to be this, and then you realise, oh no, to do it well. And then when you see somebody doing it well, you go, yeah, what are you doing? How are you doing this?
Tell us your secrets.
What is your secret?
What is your secret?
I mean, how?
Tell me. Or I'll kill you.
well, let's talk about the acting.
We haven't seen each other for a year. I realise you're in the room, but honestly sometimes just forgetting, just like I'm singing to him. So I'm very excited.
Bear with.
Astarion became an obsession for a lot of people instantly. Can you talk about finding his balance between
It's not my fault.
finding his balance between his wit, his vulnerability, and let's just say his appetite?
Because he's a system to Astarion. You know, they started, we didn't really improvise any lines. We were allowed a lot of freedom with how we saw the character, what we wanted to do with the character, and delivery and things like that. We were given a lot of support to allow our ideas organically to come forward. There's a lot of stuff that we did which was absolutely not how we were supposed to say that line.
Really?
Oh, dude, seriously, like, the full concentration part of the song was not supposed to be. No, Darling became more of a thing, for instance, because Steve Rooney, the amazing writer Steve Rooney, as well as the other writers that contributed to all the characters, including Astarion. But Stephen liked some delivery of some things I was doing, because it wasn't how he heard it in his head, he preferred it. And so he started writing, and it happened to a lot of our
Yeah, really did. You really sense that shift from the early access.
to then
When it finally came in, like, oh wow, you found that, the cadence, the rhythm, how am I like, you know, I kind of drifted more into that, quite funny, it was a bit funnier. Or hearing, took things a bit more flippantly rather than being, I'm a wizard and therefore you will listen to me, my magic. Actually, it was being a bit more sort of like, oh, that can't be hard anyway. And then suddenly you see it's grounded as a character and the brilliance of the writing and the brilliance of the writing to be able to hear and combine all that together into storytelling.
Kind of symbiotic, that they found our rhythm that we found in their works. And that was like a lovely dance between the writer and the actors often. The long-term actors were doing characters over many, many months and years and stuff. Because it was like this, you could see that, oh, you like that. So Darling was not supposed to be a thing. Darling was not supposed to be a thing. But Stephen really liked the way that I fucked around with it. So, things like that. And every character, like Tim said, every character has that, and they found this wonderful cadence that, you know, Tim would do, and they'd lean into that more. So it was a really lovely experience.
Making real three-dimensional characters. I love that. I love that. Tim, Gale was a mix of wizardly confidence but very human insecurity. Can you talk to me about finding the right headspace, your way into the character?
Oh God. How did I do that?
Start with a minute.
Start with the shoes. Well, having said that, I did most of this recording when we did it during COVID, and we weren't allowed for some strange obscure reason to wear shoes because apparently COVID is spread by shoes. Surely you know this by now. And so this is where you got those. So I was like,
this sounds so stupid.
It's so shoes. We also had like a little square of tape.
Yes,
you walk in the door, you don't
do that. Stay
in the square of tape. I'm just going to come over and take your shoes off.
There's nothing awesome about it.
Nothing. Well, just a man in a room going, right? Or I just say, here then, fine. And so, yes, I did one recording with no shoes, awful. But then I just remember that I nicked some slippers from a hotel. So I thought, well, I'll wear those. So it was quite a lot of lines. I did the slippers.
No wonder you suddenly feel so comfy.
Exactly. No, I think I found my rhythm. So that was quite useful, wearing slippers.
That was the way to get into the mindset.
That was good. But I really gelled with his bookishness. I'm quite bookish. And I like that. And I haven't really seen or heard many characters that are just revel in the written word, in language, and just adore it so much. So that was something I went, I'm going to lean into that. And it was also with that combination, is I'm not a gamer. So what is my point of reference for these kind of fantasy worlds? Well, I'll go back to books again, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, but also the works of Clive Barker, because Clive Barker writes extraordinary books. I urge you all, if you've never read some Clive Barker, Hellraiser, and ignore that for a bit. Weave World is absolutely extraordinary about a guy who falls into the weaves of a carpet and into this extraordinary fantasy world. So I borrow very heavily from those dark mages and wizards and kind of strange, unusual creatures to give it a bit more of what I recognise from the fantasy that I love and grew up with and just consumed like shoes.
Now look, this wouldn't be Fan Expo without you guys, the fans, because you guys are all incredible, so thank you for coming out. I know you were expecting 2 more people, but we're going to break the rules a little bit. I have these pre-submitted fan questions. We're not going to use those, so if you do have questions, there's a microphone right there. Line on up, and we're going to do this live.
We demand it! Bring your offering.
Immediately people run to the mic.
Hello, how are you?
originally from the UK, but I've been here for like 30 years. So.
Hey, Alex.
You're still in the Commonwealth, darling. Well done.
So my question's for Tim. Before you did Baldur's Gate, which I believe was your first video game, how did your sort of experience of playing Danny on Toasted London make you expect how the voice acting experience would be, or the acting experience would be, because you were on the other side of the booth as that character.
My God, that's right.
And
So, on one of my very first days of walking into the booth, there's kind of little kind of chatting and muttering going on behind the glass partition, going, what's going on, what's going on? And literally the first thing I think anybody said to me was, could you give us a yes? And you're like, yeah, because of the yes scenario from Toast. So I got that a lot. I would also go in to do voiceovers for commercials and things like that. Every single person would say, is this anything like Toast? No, it's not.
Hi Tim, this is Neil Newbon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great, we're going
It's vitally important that you follow the cannot stress it enough. Okay, and here they are. If everyone was fucking
It's so tedious.
It is, but now I remember it because there are so many moments we go, it's just really funny.
thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
very nice.
That's it. Cheers, bud.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Oh god, my voice sounds so bad.
Hi. What's your name?
My name's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. So my question is not actually anything serious. This is a question that I have people basing bets on, depending on how you answer, specifically how Neil answers.
You do realise that is like the worst thing to say.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
People win a lot of money off this. Because I might want to win. I don't know.
Mostly for bragging rights, but
Alright.
okay. So if you took, this is a separate answer question. Your characters that you played or voiced or anything, and you put them all in a fighting ring, which character do you think would win?
That's an insane question. I'm not equipped to answer that. I'm more interested in. Here's the thing. There's a boring answer to this. Okay? You ready for the boring answer? The boring answer is I don't have headcanon beyond the job. It's a rule that I have for myself. I get asked this quite a lot, and I always say to people, I'm more interested in your point of view. The reason is I don't want to make kind of weird assumptions about the characters I've done or playing or what have you, because I want to play their lives truthfully in that moment, through the preparation. And I want to have the memories of them sacrosanct when I leave them. Astarion's not really left them quite yet, which is great. But I like to ring fence up. It's actually a discipline thing for me because it affects my craft work. Because I play a lot of, surprisingly enough, I play a lot of bad people. What you can't do is judge your character. So you have to have a strict, because I might play somebody that, God forbid, is a character that does some really bad things, to a point that I actually will struggle with that as a human being. I have to enter into that job, into that character with zero judgment, with an open mind of playing, and actually in a weird fucked up way, loving the character when nobody else will. To play that character truthfully in their journey. So I make it a rule for myself, I do not have headcanon about things like that. Because I don't want to get confused if I have a moment where I start putting my judgments in, which means I'm not playing their life, I'm playing my life forced upon them. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. However, let's just say all of them die.
So no one wins. Okay. Thank you.
Wait, Neil, Tim, I do have a question for you guys, because you did work on this for 4 years. Is there a moment in your character's journey that stuck with you longer, and what did you learn about yourself through playing these characters?
I've never seen you do that expression before.
I don't think I've ever done that expression before. I might do it again. I like it, I'm going to continue to use it. I have no idea. I didn't realise during the journey that I am very similar to Gale, which most people go, are you fucking joking. Room of magic books. What's wrong with you? But I didn't, because it's a character. As I was saying, it's a character, and you just sort of draw certain aspects. The way I do it is I draw certain, from certain points in my life to get a certain emotion or to get a certain feeling, to give it a reality, to give it a kind of groundedness, and to have it mean something. So when you're doing it, you connect on a greater level. So yeah, there are definitely loads of little moments, little bits dotted all over the place, like a star system of little moments, pinpricks of light that you kind of remember are certain moments and memories and breakups and moments of joy and hate and all kinds of things that kind of go on over that. So yes, the exploration of those I find the most rewarding. Because it's like therapy, where you get to go in and explore those things for a moment, and then you get to leave it encapsulated in that little character. And you get to go, and there it is. And hopefully somebody will see that and get something from it. Because I've left that little bit of me in it, if that makes sense.
You didn't want to answer. That was a fantastic answer.
Thanks so much. Can I do the face again?
Hi, how are you?
That's a meme now.
Hello.
What's your name?
Sophie.
Hey, Sophie.
Hi. My question is for both either of you. The game took years to develop, and you got to sit and grow with the characters. Is there anything that you recorded early on, any scenes or moments that, with hindsight, you would want to play differently?
Nope.
No.
Thank you.
Is there any scene that you'd want to relive because it was just a great time, or just? All right.
It's that thing, man. It's like listening back to yourself on an answer machine. It distorts the experience of the living moment when you do it. I can watch back my work in games, kind of. I hate watching that live action. Really, I can't stand it. Because to me, it feels like, well, that's just bullshit. The experience is so wildly different from my experience in the moment during it. That it just feels like, I don't want to see it. I've got the experience, man. I don't want to go back to it.
Yeah. And also, it's a moment.
Yeah.
Like to get to that point is a moment. I was actually listening to Ray Winston was talking about. He's in the latest Marvel film, and he did the whole thing. And he went, "I'm really, really proud of it. I think it's fantastic." And then they said, "Well, we're going to have to do some reshoots. What are we reshooting? All of it." And he just said, "I can't do it because I've done it. I've given it. It's all there. And you're just going to shove it on the floor. To revisit those moments because they are." You have to get to these points, they're like mountains that you to go through.
But I think that's also linking back to the idea of why I'm so adamant that people understand that actors' craft is the same. Because sometimes in game stuff, you'll just get dropped together. We all think these 2 lines of something, that's the line of my character. We haven't done it for 2 months. You need to fight for your prep work time. You know what? Can we do this in the next session? Because I need to, now that I know that we're doing it again, I need, like Tim said, I've got to get up that mountain again. I need to prep this stuff. So, the more that we educate people about this, and we're all actors, man, same thing. So, and you want us to level up the game stuff, which people are, and the narrative, then great. So treat us in the same space that we need to do the best we can possibly offer you with the game, all kinds of things. So, round it over there, hey, how do we go? Jet lag.
Loved it.
Jet lag. Sorry.
Hi.
Hello,
What's your name?
Mira.
Hey.
My question is for both of you. If you had the opportunity to voice any other character in Baldur's Gate 3, who would you pick?
I don't have the gumption to say that I should do that, so I'm going to say I don't have I don't think I do a good enough job. I think that I did my job, and that's the one I got given, that's the one I was supposed to play. I don't think I can play what it is.
Or even the elf that gets flung off the window.
I didn't go too far, like, no! I let him land and die, but I tried to force him to do like a monologue. Oh, I'm just a little gnome, and I had so much to look forward to my legs. It's again, it's a dumb question, but for me, like, in my head, I don't mean you're a dumb. question would be dumb. Because it wouldn't be truthful.
Do you want to do the face?
Yes!
No, I'm trying to do the face.
My answer would be dumb, because it wouldn't be true, is what I mean to say. Because honestly, I can't imagine myself doing any other role apart from the legend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One person, thank you.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello. Hello.
my question is, while you were filming your parts for Baldur's Gate 3, did you have any like pre-filming ritual to help you get into character, like listen to a playlist or something?
Yeah, well, I used to drive in, which would take an hour, which would really enrage me. But I would then start to have a playlist, much the same thing that you were talking about, is trying to get into that mindset. Because at the end of these sessions, and these sessions can be anything from like an hour to 4, and in some cases, when you're doing doubles, which is 8 hours. With 1 hour little break, if you're lucky, kind of in the middle. But you're doing 8 hours, so by the end of it, you're just like drained from these things. So I would try and do the pre-work of going, okay, I'm going to listen to stuff. So I would listen to a lot of folk music. I would listen to a lot of sort of strange medieval stuff as well, just because I like that kind of thing. It was good, and you discover sort of music as well. I wouldn't really listen to it. You go, oh, okay, that's really interesting. There's this whole movement. There's a band called Lancome, who are very big. They do this kind of Irish drone, which is just the most extraordinary sound that you have. It's such a deep, primal yearning of things that that would take you to a place where you go, that's really interesting, and it would give you a rawness. It's almost like a shorthand. When you have to do something that's quite raw, you listen to something like that because it is so. It's honestly, it's amazing. And there's a super group that Lancome have called Oxen, and they are incredible. Please, if you get a chance, Irish drone, modern Irish drone folk, which is a lot of words strung together. But give it a whirl. It's honestly, it's extraordinary. There's a guy there called One Eye, One Arm. That's the name of his band.
I don't think that's his government name.
It's not on his passport. So One Eye, One Arm. But yeah, so that would be my end. So I would listen to those kind of things, or I'd listen to something fun if I knew it was going to be. So yeah, music was a nice, quick way in to just try and remember and keep those moments. But there are some times when you walk in and they'll throw something at you and you go, I have no idea. Because it's over 4 years. So at the end of 4 years, they would say, now remember the first thing I did was an Nautiloid. 4 years later they go, so we're going to go do that Nautiloid scene. Like, it's 4 years. I've had a child since then. What's gone on since this has happened? So yeah, there'll be moments like that where you're going to have to play that back. Quite a lot of it.
All my characters have musicality, so I was creating individual playlists for them. There are some rituals, things I have for each character. I make up a basic relaxation tool. So it's usually a movement and some dialogue that relates to the character that I can just drop into. So for like ape work, I did a Cloud Apes thing, and that was I used to start off every single scene, every single take, pretty much, more or less, by going, which was interesting up to a point, and then I realised they were just indulging me. But it helped me because I was doing performance capture with arm extensions. I was playing with this guy, and they're effing powerful. I'm not saying effing. They're really powerful things, like 6 times stronger than man. We did loads of ape work. I studied with Andy Serkis and with Peter Elliott. They were amazing. So we had to really physically understand and get into these characters. So I found a very quick, easy way into it. And it was with a drop. Do you want me to do it? When it does reactions, you can find little things like that. Because then you've got Astarion's like, hello, my name's Astarion, and he's also a drop. So these drop points are very useful when you've done your homework, like when you've done your rehearsal work. They don't work unless you put the work in. Do you know what I mean? So with Astarion, I got to the point where I really knew the character. This is a good way to get into the character because I did the work beforehand. It's not just that, oh, look at me, I'm an actor. I just want to see my drop. It's so awesome. I'm so talented. No, it's actual work that you have to build up, layer on. So by the time you can use something like a drop into the character, it's effective. And if it ever stops working, you must let go. Because that's the problem with acting techniques. It's why I never talk about the stuff I'm using for my character until afterwards. Because if you start talking about it when you're doing it, it ain't gonna work, right? So yeah, so that's what I do.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you for the question. That was amazing. Hi.
With Wizards announcing Baldur's Gate 4 would... What's your name? Oh, sorry. My question is for both of you.
What's your name?
Soren?
Sorry. This is like speed dating. So, what do you like?
Anyways, my question is
This freeway is going great.
Write it down, sorry.
Sorry, not really improv. Anyway, with Wizards announcing that they would be moving forward with Baldur's Gate 4 with a different developer, and Larian also announcing that their future projects would be like moving away from the D&D IP, would you guys consider reprising your roles for either like a cameo or a longer role, I guess, in a future Baldur's Gate 4 or future Larian project?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like when you guess your answers, it's really fun.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. The thing is, here's the thing, just to give you a proper answer. We are incredibly grateful, and I know all of us feel the same. We are incredibly grateful to Larian for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this story, for giving us the freedom to bring our art organically to a process where we felt supported, safe, and also pushed in the right way to give the best performances that we were capable of. We feel incredibly grateful for everybody in the community that embraced not only the game, as well as Larian, but also us as individuals. It is overwhelmingly amazing. So yes, I think the answer is we would love the opportunity to then continue to entertain you through these characters.
Thank you. Hi.
Do you like it when I flip from the silly Neil to serious Neil?
I'm enjoying it. I don't know how you are enjoying it.
They get really sincere and very much like, well, here's the thing, and I want you to stay with me.
And I'm going, be the elf on a windmill.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Brianna, I'm the first order. My question is for the both of you. What did you find most fun about motion capture?
I'll tell you what I find most fun is I like the physicality of acting. I like embodying it, and it's such an easier thing to, like you're saying, like the shoes thing that I mentioned, things like that. So to physicalize it, to be able to do that, that's the joy, and then bending it, knowing what the rules are. Much with any kind of form of art or anything creative, know the rules and then break them, or know the rules and bend them a bit, and just because it's the grey areas where the character lives. It's the it's the air where the acting is, and I found that trying to find that route through never having done it, I found that absolutely fascinating, as it's quite rigid because it's a very technical thing. You're being recorded, it's being you become an algorithm that becomes something, but within that, it's like the ghost. You are the ghost in the machine, and you can bend and move it, and it becomes more than the sum of its parts. It becomes something that you can believe in, something you can follow, something you can love or hate or desire or follow. That's the part of the mocap that I found fascinating, that you can do that, and it isn't just, it's just a machine. I'm just going to do this. I think that's the shift, I think, between seeing it as an art and not seeing it as an art, seeing it as just like, oh, it's just computer stuff. But actually, it's more than that. And I found that really interesting. That journey is, I think it's the whole thing. It was the whole journey of it and the discovery that I found fascinating.
Tim, did that shift come quickly for you?
No, it didn't, because much like any art, you kind of recognize it, see it, and then you have to make mistakes. You make a mistake and then go, okay, now why doesn't that work? That's really interesting, because it felt right, but it doesn't look right. And then it's that bending of artistry where it's got to look good. I think David Mamet going to meet talk about David Mamet, talks about, well, you have got to experience it. If I experience it, that's great, but if it doesn't look right, or I don't get that across, it's pointless. So you need to have that blend between technicality and artistry for the audience to get what it is that you are trying to communicate. So yeah, it took a while to find those grooves and constantly make mistakes and refine and maneuver and then watch others and see what works. I mean, it's a constant, for me, it was a constant process, which I find really exciting. It's not an annoying thing or a frustrating thing. It's an exciting thing because it's like a new skill. You think, oh, great, okay, how can I better this? How can I go better? Incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My question's for Tim, because I'm a big reader. So I was wondering, what book have you read that you think everyone should read at least once in their life, and why?
God, that's a huge question. We don't have enough time left. I would say, oh wow, it depends what you like. I would say a book I always recommend because it is brilliant is The Master of Margarita. Yes! Art literature, yes! It's absolutely extraordinary, it's mind-bending, that's incredible. I would read Sylvia Townsend Warner's Lolly Willows, which is an extraordinary exploration of femininity in the 1940s, but then suddenly it becomes this quite highly fantastical novel that's set in a very sort of prim and proper England. It sounds like, oh really? But actually, it's an extraordinary writing. She also writes a lot about fantasy and also about cats, strangely.
I've never seen you more Gale than you are.
I could go on. Another one you should read is one called The Great God of Pan by a guy called Arthur Machen, who is actually the uncle of Sylvia Townsend Warner, I digress. But he is this Welsh mystic who's writing in about 1890 to about 1920. But they are the foundation stones of this world. Arthur Machen, if you ask anybody who writes for D&D, who writes any of this, it will boil down to this Welsh, very bookish mystic, Arthur Machen, who wrote dozens of novels. They are extraordinary. They move from, like M.R. James wrote about ghost stories that shifted it from the Gothic castle into the mundanities of things. Things can be haunted that are amongst us. Machen took like Pan and creatures and deity and these things and said, yes, but they live just in the streams, in the fields, in the furrows. They will follow you. They will not leave you, they will cling to you. You can go into buildings and houses. They are there, they are watching you. Which, for the Victorian period, that late Victorian period, it's unheard of. Usually it's like, there's a ghost over there, Margaret, don't go there.
Don't go there, Margaret! Don't go there. Darling, I told you not to go there, now you're dead.
That's so typical of you.
So Margaret.
That, I would, yeah. Arthur Machen, read Arthur Machen, Bulgakov.
Yes,
do it.
Thank you.
A whole panel on this. Not only on my Goodreads list. All right, so we're gonna slide through these next bit of questions because we only got 5 minutes left. So rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Okay, hola, soy Claudia. My name is Claudia, master's degree in film and media studies. I just wanted to ask both of you, which actor inspired you or influenced you to become the actors you are today and why?
Well, the first actor I saw that blew my socks off when I was 80 years old was Brian Blessed. Who was not the most versatile actor on the planet, but he is a force of nature. And so when you see a man like that dressed as a cat, you sort of take notice and go, what the fuck is that? So that's when I knew I wanted to become an actor when I was 8, when I saw Brian Blessed on stage, dressed up like a cat.
Interesting,
Yeah.
very interesting.
For me, mine was horror films that I would sneak and watch late night, black and white. Val Lewton horror films as well. They were sort of like my ins, The Thing from Outer Space, those kind of B-movie, 50s sci-fi things I adored and loved. Actor-wise, it would have to be Jodie Foster was one that just took my breath away. It just was like, who is this? The power that she has still is extraordinary. And Jack Nicholson.
Nice. Gracias, gracias.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi there. My name is Matt. Hi there. If you guys do end up working in Baldur's Gate 4, and if you were given a choice.
You think it's our choice?
So if you're given a choice, would you guys act characters similar to your Baldur's Gate 3 characters, or someone completely different?
What?
Like, you voiced Astarion, right?
With full performance capture and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. But would you, so in Baldur's Gate 4, would you want to voice, act someone similar to Astarion or someone completely
No, I do
different?
Astarion.
Really?
I don't do something adjacent to Astarion. I'm really sorry.
Oh, okay.
I would like to play him. Is that what your question was?
Yeah.
Would we like to play other things as well as Julian?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
If
sure,
you were given a choice.
Oh, do multi-role. Yeah, sure, of course. It's a wonderful gift in performance capture because you can take the face off. I'm serious, as long as you're playing something that is appropriate to your background, if it is like human-esque, then I think you can play anything, which is wonderful. Obviously, I'm not going to play an African-American, it's not appropriate, but any person that looks kind of like me a little bit, whether an elf or what have you, yeah, you can play anything. You can take your face off, be any character. Character actors in film and TV tend to not look like leading people, which is a sucky thing to say. But then in games, they can be the lead. They can be the leading actor. Leading actors who do not get away from their face in games can take it off and be somebody else and be characterful and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so multi-role is awesome for actors in games. And yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you both. My name is Julia.
Hi, Julia.
You mentioned early access, and as someone who's part of early access, I found that process fascinating from a fan's point of view, but I was wondering what was the biggest difference between acting as your characters in early access and then did you receive feedback that then changed subsequent performances?
No, it was more like the script developed. I think what happened with all of us is that we found. So I'm going to answer for you.
So I'm pretty much going to say
all of us experienced, especially the companion cast, we all experienced the evolution through the story script-wise, which also allowed us to find our feet more. So you'll notice if you play the game, it was a happy accident, which is why fuck AI. It's a happy accident. We all started unfurling in our characters, so that if you notice, the characters become more open with you, their mannerisms evolve a little bit. In Astarion's case, it completely opens up. Going from, you can hunt that beast, to, hello, you can hunt that beast now. It's like, it's an evolution because they're getting to know you. And that was because of us finding our feet and the story evolving and the script evolving, following our rhythms. So what you have is this wonderful happy accident called companions, getting to know the character, the main character, Tav. And that was kind of, not by design, that was kind of by mistake in the best possible way. So that was the biggest change I saw.
Yeah, totally. And also, it's knowledge as well. From the early access for me, starting at point zero and going, by the time it came around after that, you think, oh, okay, I know this game a little bit more, and I kind of know what I want to do, and the writing changes, and then suddenly you become, it fits in your skin, and you kind of embody it, and you kind of go, yeah, okay, I think you do this. And usually that's probably the right choice. If that instinct is, no, I wouldn't do that, I'd do that. Okay, well, let's do that and see what happens. Yeah. And that's when you know you're on the right track, when you see through their eyes and feel what they feel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Look.
Do you know what more question you mean?
Well, he's telling me no. Now, you know the boss of me. He's like, I guess he's the boss of me though. But listen, if you guys want, I would suggest meeting them at their booth. They are fantastic people. Have your own personal experience. They're going to be here all weekend. You guys are also doing a panel tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure why, but yes.
But yes, thank you guys so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. If you guys can all exit to, I guess, the right side, that would be fantastic. Let's hear it.